Everybody is rushing to add AI into their projects, but nobody is stopping to ask, should we really use AI? Where should we use AI and where should we not? This decision happens in one phase, project initiation. And if you get this wrong, you don't just get a messy project, you get a fast, AI powered messy project.
Project initiation is simple. Before you build anything, you need clarity. This is the phase where you figure out, should this project exist at all? And if yes, what exactly are we trying to achieve? So before writing a single line of code, you need to ask, what problem are we solving? What exactly are we building? Who is involved? What does success look like? And most importantly, where does AI help us move faster? This phase is all about reducing confusion before execution actually begins. And if this phase is weak, AI would not save your project. It will just help the team build the wrong thing faster.
Let's take the example of how something like a Book My Show would have started.
Back then, booking movie tickets were painful. There were long queues, no central system, and everything was offline. Seat availability wasn't updated in real time, and payments were inconsistent. So the idea was simple: build an online platform to book tickets easily. And this is where our project initiation begins.
The first step is defining the goal.
If you say, let's build a movie application, that's a very vague goal. Your goal needs to be smart, specific, measurable, outcome focused, and time bound. For example, create a platform where users can discover and book movie tickets seamlessly across major theaters within the first 6 months of launch, while maintaining a high transaction success rate. Now, this goal becomes smart. Good goals do not just define what you're building, they define what success should look like. Now, here's where AI can help you with goal setting. AI can analyze user complaints, summarize the market research, identify booking trends, and even predict user behavior. This will help the team make faster and smarter decisions early on in the project. But again, AI supports the decision making, it does not replace the strategic thinking.
The next step is scope.
What will you build and what will you not build? In the beginning, you can think of listings, bookings, payments as in scope and not food delivery, OTT, events, or even gaming. Because every extra feature would mean more complexity, more dependencies, more testing, and well, more delays. AI can help you generate amazing feature ideas. And that's actually very useful during brainstorming sessions. But
AI has a tendency to include everything. If you listen to all that AI has to offer, your project will never end. So you can use AI for exploration, but you will need to use human judgment to really focus on what is important.
step 3 is deliverables. What will actually be created as part of your project? Not just an application, but things like a booking engine, payment integration, admin dashboard, or even a notification service. All these are deliverables for your project.
AI can help break down your deliverables into components. It can even suggest a first draft on how the system needs to be structured. But deciding what gets built first, what has the most priority, is still on you. Now comes the critical step. You need to identify the success criteria.
How would you define the success? For example, number of bookings, successful transactions, user adoption, or even low payment failures. Metrics often influence team behavior. If teams focus only on increasing the bookings, they will ignore the refunds, the downtimes, or even the user frustration.
AI can help you by suggesting metrics and providing you with industry benchmarks.
But meaningful metrics usually come from understanding the business deeply. Step 5 is stakeholders. Stakeholders like users, tech teams, payment providers. In our example, it can also mean theater partners, vendors, payment providers, operations, and leadership. Every stakeholder would have different priorities. Leadership would want speed. Engineering would want realistic timelines. Finance would want cost control. And users, well, they just want more simplicity.
AI can help you draft a communication plan and identify different stakeholder groups. But again, alignment is not a document, it is a conversation. And that is something that AI cannot help with. You will need to drive alignment on your own.
Step 6 is resources. People, budget, infrastructure, time, everything is a resource to your project. AI can estimate the effort, AI can predict timelines, and even help you with resource planning. It will save you a lot of time and manual effort. But keep in mind, AI estimates are still just assumptions and not guarantees. So once these estimates are made, you will need to get actual commitments from your stakeholder before a plan can be made. Step 7 is alignment. This is the time where you need to get everything aligned: the goals, the scope, the ownership, the timeline, and the risks.
Finally, everything comes together in a project charter or a kickoff discussion. AI can help you in generating the first draft of your charter or even structure your presentation. But again, aligning people, having those conversations is something that only you can do.
Once we're done with all the steps, we should never ignore metrics. Before starting any project, you need to validate the project as well. Is it worth the cost? Is there a real business value? Is it technically feasible? What are the risks? AI can stimulate scenarios. It can analyze trends and help teams evaluate possibilities much faster. But AI decisions are only as good as the inputs provided. Let's also take a look at the documents. As mentioned before, a project charter, a stakeholder list, maybe feasibility studies, a RACI chart, even risk logs. All these are documents that are generated as part of project initiation. AI can generate these in minutes, and that's incredibly useful for speeding up execution. But remember, documents do not create clarity by themselves. Real clarity would come from shared understanding, good communication, and strong decision making.
Here is the biggest mistake teams are making with AI. They are trusting AI outputs more than human judgment. But the problem is, AI does not understand context, trade offs, or consequences. It is just giving you answers, but you are responsible for the decisions. So, if you simplify everything, project initiation comes down to this. First, why are we building this? Second, what are we building? Third, how much is it going to take? Fourth, who is involved? Fifth is AI. Where should AI be used and where it poses as a risk? If you understand this, AI becomes an asset. If not, it will continue to be just noise. In the next video, I'll show you how to plan and execute projects using AI in the right way. Because using AI is easy, but using it correctly, that's the real skill.